So I just got this sweet canoe for dirt cheap, but it is 32 years old and there are a couple cracks in the plastic. They're above the waterline, but they really should get fixed. So I'm going to fix them and I'm going to show you how I do it. Most plastic canoes and kayaks are made out of high-density polyethylene, HDPE, which is very resistant to adhesives. So just gluing a patch isn't going to be a viable option for this kind of repair. So what we're going to need to do is weld the plastic. The cheapest way to weld plastic is using one of these soldering iron style plastic welders. It has a big fat tip, works just like a soldering iron. You can find a tool like this at places like Harbor Freight for $15, give or take. And what we're going to do is basically heat up the plastic, get it nice and soft, add more plastic, bond the two plastics together and make a nice watertight seal. I've seen some people do the entire repair with just like a heat gun. I don't really like that method. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I do like using the heat gun early on just to get the whole general area soft and warm. The other tools we're going to use you probably already have lying around the house, nothing too specialized. We do need a source of plastic to fill in our crack with. The best source is the canoe itself or one just like it, but usually that's not an option. So what we can use is any high-density polyethylene, which can be identified by recycling symbol and the number 2, and it often has HDPE written right there. High-density polyethylene is pretty common. If you can find any plastic product that's made of high-density polyethylene, you can use that. My favorite source of high-density polyethylene are milk jugs, because I love milk. Milk, you are so good. Milk jugs are cheap, readily available. These repairs usually are pretty ugly. They're very functional, but not very pretty. Especially if you use plastic that's a different color from your boat. Boat's 32 years old. I don't care if it's ugly. If you care about the aesthetics of your boat, you might want to find a source of plastic that's the same color as the boat you have. First thing we want to do is use a very small drill bit to drill a hole right at the end of the crack. This will prevent the crack from spreading any further. I'm going to use the heat gun to apply heat and just heat up the whole general area. The plastic has started to heat up and it's become shiny. Now I'm going to lay down a piece of metal screen. Kind of press that in place while I heat it up. And the screen just reinforces our repair. Now I'm going to use the plastic welder to work the screen into the plastic. You don't want to apply any pressure with the tip of this welder. Especially these cheap ones have been known to break. So use a screwdriver or something like that to apply pressure. Now I'm going to take 1/4 to 1/2 inch strips of milk jug and start to melt it into the crack to fill in that crack. So we've got the outside done. It's not real pretty, but it will hold water. I'm going to flip this over and then do the inside. As you can see, the other side, the heat has kind of caused the crack to open up more. I'm just going to continue filling that in. Finished with the inside. Now I'm going to flip it over. Now I'm just going to fill in some rough spots on the outside. This crack was pretty big, and so the repair is especially ugly, but it's functional and it'll hold water. Alright, we're at the lake.
Moment of truth for these repairs. They'll be fine. Alright. Pretty far from shore. Everything's holding well. It's a good repair. I hope you found the video helpful. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to keep up to date with my newest videos. Thanks for watching.
These plastic canoes and kayaks. Oh, I don't know if this mic is on. Now I'm going to use the welding. What the hell is it called? We might not include that.